Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes. The topic is very interesting. I think last time you enjoyed the activities what you told. Today also we do so. The topic is sound and communication. Of course, you have seen in the previous class what is meant by sound. In our daily life, we hear lot of sounds. Come on, list out. You hear the sound of vehicles. It may be your own vehicle or somebody's vehicle. There will be sound of vehicles. And what else? Sound of the wind blowing. Sound of the trees swaying. Sound of the birds perching. Is it not? What else? Like that you can make a list, very big list. Sound of the horns. Sound of the animals barking. Is it not? And sound of our parents talking to you, brothers, sisters talking to you, your classmates making noise. All these are sounds. The whole world is full of sounds. Is it not? So it is a form of energy. Energy because work will be done. Now here is one sir talking something. And how can he talk? Because of work is done in this throat. The sound cords make some sound. Vocal cords make some sound. Also we have seen there are some properties of sound. It moves in medium like air. What is the velocity of sound in air? 330 approximately meter per second. It is more in water, maximum in solids. So medium is necessary for the propagation of sound. Like light, sound also reflects. Reflection will be there in sound also. Like that you have a lot of properties of sound. And also we have seen two kinds of waves called as transverse waves and longitudinal waves. Transverse wave will be moving perpendicular to the medium. Other day you remember I told an example. Suppose the water is still, to the pond of water you put one stone, then there will be vibration. Is it not? So sound is transferred by vibration or waves, and the sound waves move in the form of condensation and rarefactions. Is it not? Already seen that. So there are two types of waves. One is called transverse wave. The light, X-rays, gamma rays, all of them move. What are called electromagnetic waves, moves in the form of transverse waves. Sound moves in the form of longitudinal waves. And how does this move? Waves move because it is transfer of energy. Is it not? And also you have seen that some sound we are interested to hear, that will be musical. Other day we discussed that lady's voice will be having more pitch. Even some of your friends also have got a melodious voice. We will be like to hear it. Whereas some others, the sound will be very harsh. And we say pitch is very low, noise is more. Is it not? So, difference between pitch is noise and pitch. So, this some of the sound we can hear it, we call it as audible sound. From 16 hertz to 20,000 hertz, that is called audible frequency. Frequency is measured by a unit called hertz, and below that 16 hertz it is called infrasonic sound. Above that 20,000 hertz it is called ultrasonic sound, which about which you are going to study today. Before that, we shall see some of the home assignment. What is the unit to measure sound intensity? The unit to measure the sound level is called decibels. The word deci means what? 1/10 of a bell. What is that bell there? The name of a scientist, Alexander Graham Bell. Is it not? Who discovered telephone. So, decibels. Some of you might have been suffering with the what is called as snoring. Especially those who are fat in nature, they snore while sleeping. And that sound will be very much, harsh to hear, because that is above our audibility. And there is one solution also, please note. Suppose any of your relatives, if they have their snoring habit, when they snore, of course don't announce in advance. In the night time, if you are disturbed by the snoring, just put some sugar or glucose when they are snoring, and we have experimented it. Suddenly they start licking that and the snoring comes down. Okay. Anyway, the point is that it is a decibel and it is 1/10 of a bell. It is a comparative scale. The reference is audible sound. So, we normally speak of sound level in decibels. So, that is the unit of measuring the intensity of sound. Why do they have many holes at the side of a flute lengthwise? Flute is an organ pipe in which columns vibrate. Holes are provided by the side of the flute so that by closing the holes, length of vibrating air column may be changed. Have you seen flute? Of course, some might have seen it. There will be holes, right? Usually 6 or even more than 6 holes will be there. And those who play on flute, how many know playing flute? Yes, very few know it. It is not easy. You have to blow the air there, and by pressing the holes systematically, there will be variation in the sound. Krishna ni begane bharo, Krishna ni begane bharo. If you play in the flute, it will be very melodious and you can enjoy that. Of course, you should be talented to play on the flute. So, what do the holes do? They will make variation in the air column. Other day, you remember we told about Jalatarang. You tried it? No. Try it today. Take different, say 7 tumblers, maybe of glass or steel or porcelain. Put different quantity of water and just beat with a spoon. You see the musical sound that is coming. So nice it will be. That is called Jalatarang. So here we are telling about flute, and the holes are very important there. And next question is, what is the frequency range of the audible sound? It is 16 hertz to 20,000 hertz or 20K, you can use the word KHz. Okay, what kind of instrument are veena, tabla, flute, sitar and nadaswaram? We have studied that there are 3 kinds of instruments: Veena and sitar are called string instruments, where you move the movement of string. Tabla is called percussion instrument. Tabla, mridangam, naal, etc. are called percussion instruments, where the skin is made to vibrate. Flute, nadaswaram, etc. are called wind instruments, where you have to blow the wind, and by pressing or opening the holes, there will be variation in the sound. Okay. So these are the home assignment. Now let us come to the today's topic. Uses of different kinds of waves in the communication devices. Communication devices. Communication need not be in words only. You need not shout also. Suppose all are shouting, you can do like this. You can do by action. And suppose somebody is serving, you can do like this. And in a cricket match you have seen how do they do symbols. What does this symbol stand for? The umpire shows like this. That means he is out, like that, no? And then you say 4, 6, etc. That is also one kind of communication. It may be by gestures, it may be by sound, is it not? So it may be so many ways are there. Now we are telling about sound only, and here is an interesting thing called sonar. That is today's topic, we will discuss about that. Here these are the sound waves being sent. This is the original wave, and this is the object. And the sonar especially is used in ships and submarines, where here the sound wave that is used is called ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic means it is a technique. Sonar is a technique that makes use of this property of sound. What does that sonar stand for? SO means sound. NA means navigation. R means ranging. Sound, navigation and ranging. Repeat at least 5 to 10 times. So interesting one. Sonar stand for sound, navigation and ranging. This works on the principle of echo of transmitted sound waves from objects. So there will be objects. Here it refers to underwater objects. When you say underwater object, you may have fishes also, and there will be submarines also, and there may be hillocks also. So many things are underwater. Is it not? So the sound waves are sent underwater, they hit the object and they will be reflected back. This is the technique of what is called as sonar. Here the sound waves are called ultrasonic sound. Ultrasonic sounds means if the frequency is more than 20 kilohertz, 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz, that is called as ultrasonic sound. So this ultrasonic sound is sent, they hit the object and it will come back, by which this transmitter place will be knowing how much distance it is there and how to calculate, and all that will be done. So sonar is a very important communication device. For example, if you hit a wall in front of with a tennis ball, the ball will bounce back to you. Come on, you try that only. Throw a ball on the wall. What does the ball do? Action. Then you have reaction. Comes back. And now next thing is, if the wall is removed, the ball will not come back to you. There is no wall at all. Just throw it the ball. What happens? It won't come back, So, suppose you close your eyes and you have a way of knowing whether there is an object or a rebounding surface in front. Just close your eyes and see there is a wall or not. If you just imagine, what happens? You can suppose a ball, if it comes back, we think that there is a ball is there. The ball does not come means no ball, is it not? So also sonar, from a transmitting station they send waves. Sometimes the wave will not come back, means there is no obstacle. If the obstacle is there, the sound waves will come back to you. Is it not? The same thing what you have shown earlier. Here transmitter and receiver of sonar waves. So both are here. So this line stands for, the continuous lines are used for transmitted sonar waves. So these are the sonar waves. And dashed lines are used for reflected sonar. Suppose there is a fish. Of course in the sea, not ordinary fish. Very big fishes will be there. Like whale. The largest animal in the world is blue whale. It's just like a mountain, is it not? That will come in the way of movement of ships and submarines. So suppose there is a fish, all the sonar waves sent by what is called as transmitter. Transmitter means that which sends the waves, and it will hit there, and after some time the waves will come back. It tells that fish is there at a such and such a distance, be careful. And how do you know it? By the help of receiver. And what are the waves called? The waves are called sonar waves. What is sonar? Sound, navigation and ranging. Sound means the waves name of the sound. Navigation means going within water. Ranging means distance, going and coming. We say 2D. Okay, so this is exactly how it works. So this is a ship. They send the waves like this, and see, these are the hillocks inside the sea. So don't forget, inside the sea also there will be hillocks, there will be fishes, there will be icebergs. If you go to Greenland or some other places, there will be lot of Siberia and all. Lot of icebergs are there. They are hidden in the sea. So sonar waves can travel farther in water. Advantage of sonar, using sonar waves over electromagnetic waves, is that electromagnetic waves lose energy fast in the ocean water, because water can conduct electricity. All of us know that sea water contains salt, right? So salt is a good conductor of electricity. Suppose you use some electromagnetic waves like that of light, now what happens? All electromagnetic waves will be absorbed, or these, because the salt is a good conductor of electricity, so their waves will be absorbed. That's why they use this sonar. Okay, so this is a beautiful photo. This is the ship, this is the obstacle. So the wave sent from here will hit the obstacle and comes back, and then it will make out what distance the obstacle is there, and that will be collected here. Okay, so this is the transmitters and these are the receivers, and by which they can make out the possibility of any obstacle. And now who invented sonar? Sonar is the short form of sound navigation ranging. One of the earliest sonar device was invented in the year 1906 by naval architect Louis Nixon. It was designed to detect the icebergs underwater to help ships navigate around them. So icebergs will be there. To see from outside, small portion of ice will be there. Within, big mountains will be there. So suppose it is not detected, what happens? When the ship comes near the iceberg, it will hit against the iceberg, by which ship will be wrecked. Some of you might have seen the film called Titanic. Of course, the story and all are not so good, but photography is very nice. Titanic. It is a Oscar Award winner. where they show how the ship is wrecked by the collision with the icebergs. So that is how the sonar was discovered, and his name was Louis Nixon, was found in the year 1906. Okay. Now, do you know this important thing? Sonar became a topic of very serious studies during the World War II for detection of movement of ships and submarines. So, especially in the World War time, there will be almost all the nations will participate. So, there will be movement of ships also. As you know, there are three kinds of militaries. One is defense, that is on the ground. Second is naval, that is on the water. Third is air, is it not? So, that is about planes and all. And here this refers to the movement of ships and submarines in water. So, sonar became a very important topic, and during World War II it started, and they made a very good discoveries with regard to sonar. Now, there are two types of sonars. One is called passive sonar, means it detects sound waves that are present around. It detects only any hillock inside, any ship, any fishes disturbing, like that. That is called passive sonar. Even in some of students also will be very passive, yawning, dozing, sleeping, leisurely hearing and all. That is called passive, means not active. Other one is active. Some of you are very active students. You can't sit for 5 minutes also, is it not? So, here also in sonar we have active sonar. It has two components called transmitter, means which gives out sound waves, and detector, which detects the reflected wave, is it not? So, two types, passive sonar and active sonar. Before that, before you learn about sonar, you should know what is meant by an echo. Of course, this is a very common experience for all of you. If you shout or clap near a suitable reflecting object, such as tall building or mountain, we will hear the same sound again after some time. Suppose go in front of a hillock and clap, you hear the clap back, is it not? Or in a hall, if you make any noise, of course it should be free from any objects, there should not be any furniture, this and that. If it is empty, you hear the echo, that is what is called as echo. So, echo means what? The shout or clap near a suitable reflecting object, such as a tall building or a mountain, we will hear the same sound. Suppose you call it as A, it also tells A. If you say Rama, it also tells Rama. If you say Allah, it tells Allah back. Same sound is again heard. That is called as echo. And a condition is there. The minimum distance obstacle should be around 17.2. You may ask how it is 17.2. Because velocity of sound in air is around 340. Around 340 meters, 330 to 340, it varies depending on the pressure and all. So, if it is 340 going and coming, so 340 by going and coming means by 2, so that will be 17 meters. That is the condition for an echo to be formed, and sometimes it will be 330 also, depending on the humidity and other factors. Therefore, and now you see one interesting factor here when you say echo. Most of the people find their voice so pleasing to hear in the bathroom. How many are bathroom singers? Yes, some of you are so, because you enjoy, and also some of you are very shy also. You won't sing outside. Somebody may think like that, and they say, why the donkeys are coming now here, like that they may joke, or no, they will hurt you. That's why in bathroom, if you are free while taking bath, Baba says, If you chant Gayatri mantra and take bath, it will be like a worship of goddess Gayatri within your heart. It is like a Abhishekam. In Shiva it's also believe that that lingam is in me. When you believe that the lingam is in me, it will be Abhishek of our Lord Shiva himself. So better you have something, but not the film song or other songs. Here bathroom, you can chant some slokas or bhajans or something like that. So there you hear very melodiously, because the walls will be very close. It is less than 17 meters. And within 1 second it comes back. That is 0.1 second. That's why your own voice will be melodious. That's why most of the boys or girls, especially youths, they will be bathroom singers. Is it not? And say suppose you make a sound or clap, here is a boy standing here and making a clap, hitting a clap. If the room is less than 17 meters, then you can hear it so nicely. So that is what is called echo. That principle of echo is used in active sonars. So this is a ship. Here the waves are sent. The red color represents sending waves, and the green waves represent sending waves, and red represents reflected wave. Is it not? So in active sonar it has two components. One is called transmitter, sending, and consists of a signal generator, power amplifier and a transducer. So there will be a generator there, signals generator, and the sound is to be amplified to make a bigger one, and a transducer also is there. Then there will be one more part called detector. So when the sound is sent, they will switch it off. Then they open what is called detector. Sometimes you won't get any sound at all. It means that there is no obstacle. Is it not? So which may be a single detector or an array of several detectors. There will be so many detectors, so that any sound come from any nook and corner will be heard. Lord Ganesha has very big eyes. Ears. Small eyes, big ears. It is said that why, once Ganesha was asked, why you have such a big ear? He said, any small prayer done in any corner, I will be hearing. Oh God, I have got maths exam today, bless me. Especially on exam time, they rush to Ganesha temple, because they know that Ganesha is Sakara Vigna Nivaraka, and if he blesses, everything will be alright. They pray for that. So here Lord Ganesha hears, that is called detecting. Even a small prayer done in any corner of the world or the universe to be heard by him. Okay, that's why he is very popular form of deity. So here we have detected here, they will have several detectors. So any obstacle from any corner of the sea or ocean will be heard. Okay, now there are two parts. Sonar is installed in a boat or a ship. It may be submarine also. We have to ensure that the signal is sent as a narrow beam. The distance travelled by the wave is twice the distance between the transmitter or detector and the target to be detected. 2D. Why 2D? One is sending, another is coming back. So distance, two distances. If the velocity of sound is v, the distance between the object and transmitter is 2d, is equal to v into t. So d equal to half of vt, where t is the time lapse between transmission and detection of sonic sound signal. The wave may be reflected from surface of bottom of the sea, like ships, whales or other animals, submarines and other objects. So this is a very important formula. D is equal to half of V into T. What is V? V is velocity of sound. In water, it will be little more, about 1500 meters, or it may vary also in case of ocean water. T is the time taken for going and coming. What is the time taken, they say, and there will be variation as such because it depends on the density of water also. Anyway, it is a very good or very convenient way of measuring the distance of the obstacle. So, any ships or whales or other objects and even submarines also, their the obstacles that give the sound will be known, and by which the journey in the ship can be adjusted, and in case of enemy target also they can make out, is it not? So, this is a very important device, and now let us see one more type. So far we have studied about sonar. Now this is about radar, very interesting, but of course it is a very big chapter, so many things are there, but within the time limit we will try to understand the things. Radar, RA means radio, D detection, A and RA ranging. Radio detection and ranging, it is useful in many ways. The basic elements of radar system are a pulse source and a transmitter with an aerial which emits radio waves. There in sonar we studied about ultrasonic waves, sound waves. Here it is radio waves, means electromagnetic waves, and here it is sending to the space, there it is sending in the underwater, is it not? And there will be what is called as an aerial. You might have seen radar, and it has got a movement also. It is hemispherical bowl, an object which would reflect the radio waves. What is the object here stand for? Maybe a ship, maybe a aeroplane, maybe a jet plane, maybe helicopter, maybe nowadays it is called drone. All this can be detected by the help of radio waves. So, note these words: radio, detection and ranging. Repeat 10 times like sonar, okay. And next one is when the radio waves are sent, that will be hitting that object like plane, and then it comes back. A receiver with an antenna and a display system like cathode ray tube. So, that will be observed in the receiving station. So, now let us see the photo of this, how it will be. So, this is a beautiful photo. Components of radar. So, there we studied about naval thing, now it is Air Force, about Air Force, even for daily use also it is required. Here pulse generated transmitter, this is the transmitter where the radio waves are sent, and how do they, which speed they move? They move with the speed of velocity of light. How much it is? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. They move with velocity of light. So, within seconds there will be duplexer, and then from there it comes back to the receiver. So, here this is the waves going up, this is the object, you hit the object and then the reflection will be heard, this is the reflection that will be got and it will be displayed. There will be electromagnetic spectrum, and as in the case of cathode ray tube, you find the distance, the speed, the direction, etc. of the flight can be detected. I think I remember one incident here, it happened in the Indo-Pak war, And even recently also 2 years back, one of the aircraft from Pakistan came into India, crossing the Indian border. They are not supposed to cross. So what our Indian Army did, one of the best air force in the world, I think something like 6th or 7th place. So what they did is they chased more than 10 MiG fighters. They surrounded the Pakistani fighter which entered the Indian border, and then they drove it back because they have come without permission. You might have seen Kabaddi also they do. What they do? There will be a touch line. The opponents will see that they should not touch the line. They come in a surrounding way and create fear in him. Is it not? Like that, in Air Force also they do lot of techniques. And how do they come to know? It is by the help of radar. This is called antenna here, and that antenna will be rotating. It is not fixed in all angles, because the army, these fighter flights can enter in any direction. Therefore, they will be carefully observing. And here the transmitter is a system where the radio waves are transmitted. Sends a radio wave. The radio waves go in all direction. I told no. Rotating means it gives out radio waves all direction. If there is any object, the wave is reflected by it. Here object means sometimes it may be birds also, big birds, sometimes any other fighter planes, and that will be detected by the receiver to detect the reflected wave. The radio waves are electromagnetic radiations and travel at the velocity of light. As soon as the radio waves are emitted, the transmitter is switched off. So when the radio waves are emitted, they switch off that, and receiver will be on. Thus the reflected wave is not masked by the emitted wave, and even a weak reflected wave is not missed by the receiver. So small reflection also, maybe very small fighters. That is what happened in the case of Iran-Iraq war. The fighters, they entered avoiding the antenna of the radar. So radar was at great heights, and before that the MiG fighters used to come below that level, and they put bombs and all in case of the Middle East fight that took place between Iran, Iraq, Egypt and so on. Of course, by God's grace and also by the planned discussions, it stopped. But there what they did is, the small MiG, MiG means very small fighters, they came below the antenna. That will be what is called as antenna, and not BCP. This is called pulsed transmitter. Pulsed means not one. There will be a big series of transmitters. So that is that goes in the form of a wave, electromagnetic wave, and that's why even a small object will be reflected back by the help of radio waves. So these are the two important parts. One is called transmitter, another is called receiver. So this is in case of there is one interesting effect here called as Doppler effect. For detecting the moving object, one can use continuous wave transmitter, continuous waves, sending waves continuously. If an object is moving away, the frequency of the reflected wave will be lower than the transmitted wave. How many have travelled in train? Yes, majority have travelled, right? So when you are standing in a railway station, when the train is coming from long distance, you hear it a very less voice. But when you approaches the station or yourself, it will be very harsh. Is it not? The noise will be very much, and it slowly stops, and you got into that, or you will be watching for somebody to come there. Again, when the time comes, they hit the bell and the train start moving. There also you will be hearing a huge noise, and when the train leaves the station, the sound go on decreasing. So as the body is approaching near, closer, you will have more sound. And when the body, for example here, high frequency, because the body is approaching, and when it leaves the station or a bus stand or whatever it is, it will be low frequency. Even in case of aircraft also, when it is very near to you, there will be lot of sound. You might have seen in the airport, the flight is about to move, there will be lot of sound will be there. But when it goes away from the airport, the sound go on decreasing. Is it not? This is what is called as Doppler effect of sound. So there will be change in the frequency. Flight is same, transmitter is same, receiver is same. What is changing? Distance is changing. As the distance changes, the hearing of sound also will be changing, and that is what is called as Doppler effect. You can try it with your available sources. So any object which is coming near to you, you will hear it loudly. When it passes by you, the sound go on decreasing. Is it not? It's a very interesting phenomenon. That is what is called as Doppler radar. So here can detect a moving object because it can receive the frequency at which a radio wave was transmitted, and only a moving object will change the frequency of reflected wave. See, what happens is when a flight is, when a aircraft is moving, two things will be there. One is moving with the velocity, another is the sound, variation in sound. There are two things to be noted. So when the aircraft comes near the station, there will be more sound, and when it goes away from the station, the sound go on decreasing. That is called Doppler effect. So here there will be change in the frequency. So this is the Doppler radar, where the change in frequency can be detected. But only disadvantage is that suppose the flighters comes below this level, it cannot detect it. Even though it is rotating all around, sometimes there will be small aircraft which is below that goes up. That is one disadvantage here. Now the advantages are very much. It is useful to air traffic control. Means it controls. For example, in Chikbellapur area, you have about per day about 6,000 to 7,000 flights going in all directions. So you have useful in air traffic control, because you can see in the dark also. With radio waves, it can pass through in darkness also, in the night also. Radar can monitor movement of clouds, detect raindrops. So if the rain is supposed to come, you can detect it also, and how the clouds are moving, and with what velocity they are moving, in what direction they are moving. So they can predict the weather conditions, and it also detects the presence of distant ships and big animals like whale in the sea. So any ships coming from long distances also can be detected, and any animals like whale, because whale moving means big mountain moving, that also can be detected. It is used by weather scientists to track storms, hurricanes, etc. You might have heard about tsunami. Of course, tsunami can be detected by the earthquake, these sensors, and also to some extent this radars also help in the case of storms. Means wind moving with a very great velocity. Hurricanes means wind moving with a circular way. All these can be detected by the help of radar. and a space and earth scientist. So, this is called antenna of the radar. A hemispherical bowl which has a movement in all directions, and this is a station in which the radar is fixed. So, space and earth scientist. Suppose a satellite is launched from a particular station and that can be tracked, tracking of satellites. What are satellites? Satellites are the objects which move around the planets. It is a natural satellite of Earth. Yes, it is Moon. And what are the artificial satellites? You have Aryabhata, Bhaskara, Rohini, INSAT series, all these are called artificial satellites. So, when a satellite is launched, they will track how it is moving, what direction it is going, with what velocity, etc., etc. And mapping of earth surfaces. Mapping means the ups and downs in the earth surfaces can be detected by radar. It is useful even in making auto open the doors in shops and airports. So, opening of doors can be done by, this is called automatic. In airport also, that can be done by the antennas of, it can be done by the radar. A wave will be reflected and sensed only if there is an obstacle in the way of emitted radio wave. So, any obstacle can be detected, and it is helpful for opening of doors and in shops and airports. This is just for the memory, how much you can think. Sound travels at dash velocity than light. So, what is that answer? Slower. Slower. That is why other day we discussed that thunder and lightning are formed at the same time. We see lightning first, then we can hear the sound of the thunder, because velocity of sound is less. How much it is? Around 330 to 340 meter per second. Velocity of light is 3 lakh kilometer per second. When there is lightning, we first dash and then hear it. So, that is what I just now told you. We hear the lightning first, then we hear the sound of thunder. And next question, sonar makes use of dash waves, radar makes use of dash waves. What is dash? So, sonar makes use of sound, you say ultrasonics, and then radar makes use of radio waves. Okay, this is just for your memory purpose. And now we will have an interesting game on unfolding the statement. Just one by one word will come as we press the mouse. See, don't know what is coming next, is it not? So, can you guess this word? Yeah, it is sound, is a vibration. When there is vibration only you get sound. When there is no vibration, we won't hear any sound. So, that is all the message here. Okay. And let us see what Baba tells. Let us see Swami quotation. Have seen him? It is Sathya Sai Baba of Puttaparthi, and now the same Sathya Sai Baba has come in the form of Sadguru Madhusudan Sai, and he says, be silent yourself. That will induce silence in others. So, try to talk less, but work more, and do not fall into the habit of shouting, talking long and loud. Reduce contact to the minimum. Person to person, you should not have more contact. Carry with you an atmosphere of quiet contemplation wherever you happen to be. Baba says, try to talk little, talk less and less, work more and more. This is the way to be glad and gay. So, and don't be chit-chatting everywhere. So, think on this. Pondering means thinking on this. So, Baba is for Baba says the lens of Sai is silence. Silence is the lens of Sai. Now let us see home assignment. Sound travels faster in dash. Solids or liquids or gases. Most suitable medium for radar will be gas, liquid or solid. Why is it better to use sonar in water? What are the relative merits of sonar and radar? Okay, come prepared. Thank you.